Most of the tech I use every day turn out to be great, but one purchase was definitely a mistake. Looking at everything I use on a daily basis, I realized something. Most of it is actually pretty old, like this iPhone 11. Believe it or not, I bought this iPhone exactly 6 years ago in April 2020, and the funny thing is, even today, I don't really feel like I need to upgrade. I think part of it is that if you look at how much phones improved in the past, like from the iPhone 3GS to the iPhone 7, the jump was huge, but now comparing something like the iPhone 11 to the latest models, the difference just doesn't feel as dramatic anymore. Even if I pick up a newer iPhone, yeah, it's better in a lot of ways, but not to the point where I feel like I kinda have to upgrade. For everything I do on a daily basis, messages, photos, just regular everyday stuff, it still handles everything perfectly fine. The only thing that is starting to struggle, of course, is the battery, and it's at around 59% health right now, which is pretty low, but at the same time, it's kind of impressive that after 6 years, I can still use it like this. But overall, this phone has been incredibly reliable, and I think it applies to most Apple products. Which brings me to another device that I probably spend most of my day on, my MacBook Air M1. This is the base model with 8 gigs of RAM, and I've been using it for around 5 years now. And I think Apple did something pretty groundbreaking with these chips. Even after all this time, there hasn't been a single task in my daily routine that this laptop couldn't handle, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. It's still incredibly fast. I do all my work on it. 4K video editing, browsing, writing scripts, and a lot of video calls, just everything. The battery health is around 82%, which is considered normal, and it still feels completely fine. The only thing that's a bit disappointing is the webcam. It's still just 720p, and I upgraded from a 2015 MacBook Air, and surprisingly I feel like the camera on that older one actually looked better. But overall, this is just pure satisfaction to use it every day. It's fast, reliable, and I never really feel like I'm missing out on anything. And if those first two devices were more about work and productivity, then this one is all about fun. And here I'm talking about the Steam Deck. After using it for several months, I can honestly say there is no better feeling than lying in bed after a long day and playing your favorite games on a handheld like this. It's easily become one of my favorite devices I use every day. I play during short work breaks, in the evenings, whenever I have some free time. It just fits into my day so naturally. The build quality, the screen, the ergonomics, everything feels great. And I love that I can play both older games from my childhood and more modern titles on the same device. So if you're into gaming, I can really recommend the Steam Deck. It's been one of the best purchases I've made in the past few years. But yeah, not every purchase was a good idea. For example, this portable monitor from MSI. So the idea sounded great. I wanted something portable that I could use anywhere, and also just more screen space, because sometimes one screen feels a bit limiting, but in reality it just didn't work out. So the first thing I noticed was the display quality, and I knew it was only Full HD, but I thought on a screen this size it wouldn't matter that much. But when you put it next to a MacBook with a Retina display, the difference is huge. It actually feels uncomfortable to look at it. The second issue was the setup itself. My desk in the bedroom is pretty small, and I just couldn't find a comfortable way to position it. I tried different stands and even mounting it, but it still never really felt right. So in the end, I barely use it, maybe occasionally for video editing and stuff like that, but looking back, I'd much rather invest that money into a proper 4K monitor and just keep things simple. But let's get back to some good stuff. This tiny camera honestly replaced my entire setup, and I'm talking about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I shoot pretty much all my videos on it now and even use it for some casual vlogging. And it still blows my mind how something this small can produce such sharp 4K footage, but more importantly, it's just so easy to use. You turn it on, hit record, and that's it. It literally takes a second to start filming. And I also love that you can save presets and switch between them instantly, and the auto tracking works really well. The colors straight out of the camera look great too, so most of the time you don't even need to color grade. For me, it's the balance between convenience and quality that really sold it. It takes almost no space, it's super quick to use, and it just fits perfectly into my workflow. And considering the price, around $400 to $500, I think it's an incredible value. So the next one is probably the oldest device on this list, and this is my iPad 5th generation from 2017, and I've been using it for around 9 years now. And of course, it's not great for any heavy tasks anymore, but somehow it became my ultimate content device. I mostly use it for YouTube, movies, and just watching stuff on a bigger screen. It's still surprisingly smooth for that, and I like that I can just take it anywhere with me. Storage is definitely a limitation. 32 gigs in 2026 is not great, so I don't keep a lot of content on it, but I still use apps like VLC to download a few movies or shows when I'm going on a trip, and for that it works perfectly. I also use it for FaceTime, reading from time to time, and even controlling my DJI camera through the app when I'm filming. And before I got the Steam Deck, I even used it for some retro gaming with emulators and a controller. So yeah, even after all these years, there are so many different things that you can do on this iPad, and I still really enjoy using it. And last but not least, this is something I got as a Christmas present from my wife, the Apple HomePod Mini. And I remember seeing it in the store and being surprised by how small it is and how good it sounds for its size. But honestly, I didn't expect that I would end up using it every single day. One thing I really love is how easy it is to control it with your voice. Hey Siri, play some music.
Sure, here's some music picked just for you.
I use it a lot while cooking. Hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes, please.
5 minutes starting now.
Just simple stuff like that. And another thing that made a big difference for me is how it connects. All my previous speakers used Bluetooth, and it was always a bit annoying, especially when recording voice messages or doing anything with the microphone. With the HomePod, everything works through AirPlay over Wi-Fi, so it doesn't interfere with your phone in the same way. You can keep music playing and still use your phone normally, which is actually really convenient. And overall, I just love how it looks and feels. It's small, simple, fits nicely into the space. And I've noticed that I listen to music way more now, just because it made the whole experience easier and more enjoyable. So yeah, all of these devices play a different role in my everyday life, but they all have one thing in common. They add a bit more convenience, a bit more fun, and overall just make my life a little better. Hey Siri, tell me a joke.
What do you call a pop star in a snowstorm?
What?
Chili Eilish.